Hey y'all, welcome back. I decided to do it at the community lot. I'm having so much fun lately, just kind of going in there and doing something for the community, the Sims community. Anyways, I am really enjoying doing some community lots, and I love bubble tea. It's not something that I get a whole lot. It's probably been a couple years since I've had it, but it's such a fun little novelty to have, and thrift stores are my jam. I am always buying secondhand or deeply clearanced because I just can't. I can't. Full price is ridiculous at times. So what better thing to do than to come in here and bulldoze Thriftea that came with the high school years and make my own. At first I was really thinking I wanted to be like a cafe and bubble tea thrift store combo, but I made it too small. But I had a vision, okay? So I found a little layout online that I liked, and I just kind of replicated it a little bit and then put my own spin on it. We are in Copperdale, which is the high school years world, and I really wanted to do something that was pack friendly. This does have a couple in it, so obviously it's base game. It is Realm of Magic, high school years, get together, tiny living, and toddler. Tiny living because the very top floor, the third floor, is a tiny apartment. You know me, I gotta throw in a tiny apartment there apparently. It's just the thing I'm doing right now. And toddler, I really just wanted the twinkle lights. The ones that sit on poles that can go outside. So that's why we use toddler. The toddler pack. Base game in high school years is the majority of this, okay? Of course, I'm making a thrift store, bubble tea. So you've got to use high school years to use the pack to its fullest, to be able to use the thrift store. I did want this place to look really fun and unique and different than what it was before. With that, I thought these really cool get-together windows, they're real funky and like almost like a giraffe print or rocks looking kind of thing. So that whole bottom floor is those windows, and I just thought it was so cool and unique, and the windows really fit the vibe of the colors. I also use Realm of Magic mostly so I can use the Realm of Magic windows. They come in a really pretty mint color. I had to like open it up and see what other windows I could use, and Realm of Magic really fit the bill. Now I'm really just pulling out everything that I'm going to need for this lot type. I want to make sure that I have it all, and as I'm building and creating these spaces, that I'm getting a good idea of what I need to put where. So just getting in here, finalizing windows. I don't really move them around too much other than to pull out the walk-in space like that and add more of those windows so it's all uniform on bottom. I really try to create a space for you to come and hang out. I do put the building off to one side, and I kind of create a courtyard moment, if you will. And you'll see what I mean as we get further along. I decided that the first floor and the second floor would be your two different shop types, even though thrift store and bubble tea are the same. Like, it's all one lot type, right? I wanted to separate it a little bit to create this really fun vibe, in my opinion. Like, you go into the first floor, go get your bubble tea, hang out, study, whatever that looks like. And then you go into your second floor, and that's your thrift store. You can go shop and enjoy yourself. And the third floor is the apartment of, let's say, the owner of the establishment. Or maybe your high school student has like emancipated themselves and they're living upstairs. I don't know. I just thought that little tiny apartment on top would be really cute. Diving in deep to the tiny home, even though it's obviously not a tiny home, it has two buildings underneath. I just have been really enjoying playing around with what that looks like to have a living space with a business. I wanted to make sure that the colors were really bright and fun. I kind of play around with a lot of different rug types. I'm layering the rugs, just really diving into that. I love layering rugs. I think it's a lot of fun to do. It may not always look right. It may look a little crazy at times, but it comes together, all right? It comes together. I decide that the thrift store's main color theme or color scheme, if you will, would be green. I love green. I'm a green girly. I've said it before. I think green is just so pretty. And I know I'm doing like a mint vibe with the outside, but I just think that the pretty green just works. It feels right. And I do some pink accents. As we pop outside, I use terrain paint and go ahead and play around a little bit with what I want the terrain to look like. And I end up on this really pretty grassy terrain that has like the pink flowers. I said I wanted to make a courtyard moment here. So I want this lot to just look really inviting and pretty. Somewhere you want to hang out. Go get some tea. Go thrifting, or go visit your friend who lives on the 3rd floor. I decided to go ahead and fence it in. I just really wanted it enclosed and very cozy. I get into debug and I decide to use these really cute little stones to create a path. And so it does take me a moment, but I do go around and make this, I make a square pathway in the end. I do rectangular at first, only because I'm trying to decide what that's going to look like and how small or big I want that space. While I'm in debug, I find that cute little ice cream shop. So I go ahead and put that down, and I put a little boba counter inside the ice cream shop, kind of like sticking out just a little bit. I don't know that you can actually play in it, just too cute to pass up. So we use it, and I think it makes the courtyard real cute and like special. Like it's just a little something extra. Go to the thrift store, go to the bubble tea, and go to the Sunday shop. So I'm just kind of going through and taking these squares and making them a stone pathway. It just adds a little something, right? It just looks cuter, kind of looks more put together as a pathway. I do continue to change it little by little because I move the building back and, just different things that you do as you're finishing up a build and kind of finalizing those details. Things may look a little different as we get in further. It's just those tiny little details, right? Going into this apartment, deciding what color scheme I want for up there, I go ahead and do that beautiful purple color on that base game kitchen counter. It's so pretty. I don't know why I've never done a purple kitchen before. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so when we're in the apartment, I actually kind of go with a little bit of a purple theme. Why had my brain never gone there before? So we go with the purple. This is also where I dive into using tiny living. I needed the Murphy bed, okay? I use a tiny living dresser and just little things that I really needed the help with. Now, here's the thing. This bathroom is very small and would not be functional if I put a sink in there. So I double her kitchen sink as a bathroom sink, and I put a little mirror above her kitchen sink. It's kind of her kitchen and her bathroom sink, which is fine. Sims, I know that you can edit and make sure that your Sims are using the right sink for the appropriate room and the appropriate use. However, she uses it for both. So then I'm getting that mirror like I talked about, and then kind of moving around and deciding curtains, what would look best. I thought about not putting curtains up there. She's on the 3rd floor. Like, are people really looking in, But I decided to go ahead and put some curtains. It just adds a little final touch to the room when you do that. Otherwise, it seems like you forgot something, or feels like that to me. But not always. Sometimes you don't need curtains and it's perfectly fine. Just depends on what you're doing, I guess. I wanted to give her curtains. I turned them that sparkly white color because we're going with that really light purple, and so the purple and the whites just kind of go together hand in hand, if I do say so myself. Then I decide she needs a TV. I wasn't going to give her one at first. I did give her a laptop, but honestly, your girl needs a TV. So I play around with what that would look like on different platforms, what shelving unit or whatever that looks like. I end up putting the tiny living dresser right there. So that way she's got a dresser and a little TV on top. Really makes this apartment something functional that, she can live in. She's got a bookshelf in there. She's got a full kitchen, a place to sit and eat, also a place to work on her computer. She can go outside and paint. It's a very cute apartment, and it really encourages me to dive into more tiny living builds. I don't do tiny living. I do these giant kitchens, and I don't know, I just can't help myself. But this is really fun. I think it's super cute and quaint, so I like it. I should do it more. I know. Honestly, doing final touches, because the apartments really come together at this point. That's almost the easiest part for me when I'm doing community lots. I always feel like final touches on the community lots are hard, but when I'm doing a house, that's just easy. The bedroom and the living room, and just having fun doing those little special touches that make it into to a lived-in space, but I'm really loving community lots. I'm enjoying them so much. It kind of really just makes you stretch that creativity. I know I've said it before, but it really does. It allows you to just kind of take a step further than what you normally would. So just starting to kind of put artwork everywhere. I have finished the bedroom, the little tiny studio apartment, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty much finished. Now I wanted to make these spaces just a really sweet place for you to go and hang out and do your shopping and grab a drink. I decided to go ahead and get my courtyard set up, what that would look like. Go ahead and moving those pavers, if you will, the concrete slabs, whatever you want to call it, and getting this set up. The little bubble tea counter fits absolutely perfect and looks like it belongs there, honestly. Then I knew I wanted to make this really cool space for you to come and sit outside. I wasn't sure if that would look like blankets on the ground, but I do end up putting some lawn tables outside. At first I have these, the cute little table and chairs from high school years, but they don't really fit outside, and I end up moving the table and chairs inside. I've gone ahead and moved everything over a little bit just to give myself some extra room because I wanted to make this really great courtyard, and I didn't need to take up so much space with like empty fences, because the fencing on the side of the building, what are you going to do in between it? Like, your sim doesn't need to walk around there. There's nothing over there, and I'm not going to put anything in a one tile wide space. So push everything over, and the fence is connected from the back and then kind of squares around. And then you need a mic for a bubble tea thrift store. So I go ahead and put the mic, and I make like a little platform space, almost like a stage area, and put some spotlights on there for whatever that purpose is going to be, whether that's like, okay, you have a comedian come out, or you have someone come sing, play guitar. Like, it'd be such a really cute community space in real life to have like open mic night, and I don't know, just a fun thought. So I've gone ahead and gotten rid of all that kind of extra clutter inside the bubble tea store and just kept the sofa and put like little table and chairs. It just felt right, honestly. Like, you can come sit on the sofa, but really you might just sit at a table and hang out. High School Years has that cute little neon light looking thing. It's like a poster almost, but they call it Neon Dreams, and so it's got such good swatches. I used them all, okay? I wanted that wall to just have something, so because the walls are basically windows all around, it just adds a little something extra to kind of like come in and there's like all these neons on the wall, makes it real fun and just super cute in my opinion. I do move them around a lot. I changed the sign, went ahead and put like the little bubble tea sign up, and then moved everything else around, made sure that it wasn't clipping into the ceiling. And then from there, just kind of making everything a little less organized. When you go into a cafe, a restaurant, chairs are always kind of moved around. Not everyone is sitting in the exact same position at the opposite table, if you understand what I mean. So the chairs could be like straight across from each other, or they could be right next to each other, really whatever that looks like for the person that you're with, right? You might want to sit across from your best friend, but you might want to sit next to your significant other, or vice versa. I don't know. I'm not in your life. I go ahead and get rid of the windows on the back wall because I really wanted to add some posters, just add something cute. The walls still look really great with the windows, but now think of, you've got these menus for your bubble tea. High School Years has such great stuff, and it's almost like if you don't look at all the swatches, you're really missing out, because those CD pictures that go on the wall, like, there's so many swatches underneath that, but if you're not looking, you wouldn't know. So it's really cool to kind of go through and make sure you're not missing anything in the swatches. I kind of go with a more subdued rug mismatch down here because everything else is kind of loud and bright. I go with the really cute tiny living ones and just change up the coloring a little bit. And I think it's really nice. I do. And then upstairs, I've added some pink accents with the green just to kind of soften it a little bit. And then we're just doing touch-ups, going around, adding plants and little details that I've skipped past, and making sure that this place really comes together so that it's full circle, ready for your Sims to get in here and have some bubble tea, go thrifting, whatever that looks like, So as always, we're really just finalizing details, kind of deciding what's going to go where. And I do the rest off cam because sometimes it just be like that. I got 2 small kids, and sometimes I forget to click record, and then sometimes I'm just not ready. I do think it turns out really cute. I add some landscaping, I add those lawn chairs, and I'm just really happy with this. I hope you like this build. If you do, you can get it off the gallery. My EAID is katxthrash, just like the name here on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, come back for more. I really appreciate every single one of you watching this. I hope you're having a good night wherever you are. Bye, y'all.